Welcome, viewers! It is me, your host, Luigi, and welcome back again to the Void. It's been a hot minute since I've gotten the time to do another review for the Mega Construx Pokemon line, so my apologies for that, but I think this Pokeball series we'll be taking a look at today is pretty cool, so hopefully that'll make up for a bit of the wait. So I would proudly like to show Series 19. Wow, I cannot believe Series 19 is out at last. It took forever to find this, but for a bit of context, the release of Waves 19 and 20 were kind of swapped, as Series 20 released many months before Series 19 could even be found on the market anywhere, so that's why it's pretty exciting to see this today. I have no idea why this series in particular had such a weird release order, but it's here now. I may have had to jump through some expensive hoops to get where I did, but hey, I'm just grateful I don't have to hunt them down anymore. Hallelujah. And yeah, with this wave we get 3 brand new babies for the collection. But more importantly, we get Alolan Vulpix, and that is all that matters in this world. As for the others, they look fairly good as well. Variety-wise of the Pokemon, it's pretty on par with their regular selection choices, which basically include 3 new Pokemon builds and 3 duplicates from past sets, if we're lucky. This order can change, but I'm just calling it a win that we get any new Pokemon in the first place. But it's exciting stuff that the 3 new additions we get are all new Alolan variants. We honestly need more regional variants at some point, you know, to help spice things up from time to time, you know? And as for the others, we have some new updated versions of the classic Hoenn starter Pokemon, and yeah, that's it. So based on first looks, not a bad variety we have today. Alright, so just to start off with, let's go ahead, let's take a closer look. The one I was most excited for in the series, Alolan Vulpix. I mean, just look at her, she's so cute. I'm excited for the new, rubber pieces I'm sure we'll get with the hair and the tail. And overall, just a very clean, nice looking build. Oh, just look at that little pounce pose. And, you know, comes in the good old level ball. So, honestly, very excited for this one. Next up, we have Alolan Rattata. The guy, he looks like a little henchman, but I kind of love that look on him. And yeah, look at that. He's up to no good. Love the little guy. And he's in the good old nest ball, so there you go. And next after that, we have Alolan Meowth, which doesn't look too different than a regular Meowth, you know, minus the colors and new tail piece. You know, kind of got that sleepy, chill looking vibe going on. Oh yeah, strutting the stuff. And we got it in the friend ball. Next, we have the boy Mudkip. I know everyone's gonna be going wild for him. I'm not sure what it is about him. I do think he is cute. He's not like my favorite starter of all time, but he's a very cute boy. It's been a long time since we've seen him, but he's looking great. He's happy. He's frolicking. And okay, he's pretty precious actually. And that accompanied with this Ultra Ball. Boy is ready to go places. And then after that, we have another classic Trico. Trico's still looking pretty much as awkward as the first time we saw him. They might have smoothed out some pieces from his original kind of design, but he still has a kind of awkward shape to him. He's a bit of an unusual fellow, but yeah, he's rocking it in a classic Pokeball, so I'm interested to see where he's going. And then last but not least, in the Great Ball, we have Torchic. And honestly, Torchic hasn't really changed much since the first appearance it had either. Still looks very funny and goofy in its build form, but still a cute little fella, you know? And there you have it so far. We just take a very brief look of all the Pokeball varieties, the packaging, I don't know, initial thoughts, things like that. So overall, yeah, I'm a little bit more hopeful and generally more excited than I was for 20. I'm excited for our 3 new ones and seeing how these will update upon their past forms, and very interested to take a closer look at these. So while you're enjoying the last of these 360 shots, we'll go ahead and pop these little guys open and build them.
Tomorrow.
And we're back now, and then as you can see, we're all the beautiful children. Overall, yeah, I think these little guys, they're adorable. This has been a good series so far. So before we can continue, I'll quickly just show the extras we get. So these are all the instruction books they come with. And, well, this one isn't actually an instruction book, but each Pokeball did come with one. It's the same for all of them, but basically it's just kind of a collector's checklist, but it only shows 2 Pokeball waves and 1 4-pack. But Series 19 is all we really care about on here compared to the lazy rehashing of popular Pokemon models yet again, or just some random fire types thrown together for money. But Slanted gets to pass, as bro needed that glow up though. As for the rest of the instruction books, that's kind of what they look like. Sorry, I can't really press them down very well. They were folded so tightly in those balls, they were actually kind of hard to get out on some of them. And just picking one up, I'll just briefly show what one looks like on the inside. Obviously, each one is slightly different, you know, they cater for the unique build, but basically, this is just what you're going to be expecting. Just shows you all the steps. Pretty much nice and easy for all of them. That's pretty much it. Pretty average. It shows you the other little guys. Yeah, there you go. Instruction manuals. Alright, now we can go ahead and move on to the fun stuff where we'll get an individual look at each of these little guys, as I think these are some pretty neat builds. First up, we got Alolan Vulpix. Honestly, I love this build. While it may not be super different from the regular Vulpix build, I am a sucker for the small quadruped Pokemon builds like this, as I love to pose them and animate with them, as, oh, they're so good. They probably have some of the best articulation a smaller Pokemon build can get, so it's always a good day when it gets used for a cute Pokemon like this. And this one, it's of course used very well. Look how cute you are! The most surprising thing about this build is definitely the tailpiece. I was not expecting this route with the tailpiece. I'll show some pictures. So apparently it comes in 2 pieces, and they're both made out of kind of like this hollow plastic, because you can kind of hear that, which that was quite surprising. I was assuming it'd be kind of like the normal Vulpix, just one rubber piece, but it's actually nice that they did it like that, as it fits in the Pokeball better. And it feels a lot more lightweight, so I don't think it will hold down the build too much. How shiny and glossy that looks, you know, like a fluffy little cloud or a piece of cauliflower on her butt. The hair on the top here is a, you know, unique sculpt. It kind of looks like some whipped cream or something. And this stuff is made out of rubber, actually. So yeah, it is a little bit squishy here and there. But other than that, I do like the custom printing in the ears. I also think the face print look very nice. And I do love the little multicolored turquoise paws. So overall, yeah, I can't complain. I do love this little build. For anyone curious, here's a side-by-side comparison of our regular Vulpix and our Alolan Vulpix. So, as I was saying, pretty much they got almost the same kind of body builds. There's a slight difference on the back of piece count, but the face shape is very similar. The hair is obviously different. But as I mentioned, the tails is probably the biggest difference between the two. But I still think each is effectively done, and they both look very nice, you know, sculpted here. So look how cute these little guys are together. I'm in love with them. Next up, we have Alolan Rattata. Okay, unironically, I think this build is so fun. Like, I don't feel like pictures do him justice. He's just such a little, I don't know what to call him exactly, a little crooked salesman. I don't know, he gives me those vibes for some reason, but I absolutely love him for that. Like, look at that little snarky face, like, oh my goodness. He's gonna be a fabulous henchman one day, mark my words, not foreshadowing at all. I do love the crisp printing, you know, here on the stomach fluff, and of course the face. The ears are really fun, as they are these unique rubber sculpted pieces, and you know, can be moved around. I do like the paws and such. Kind of funny to have him running around on 2 legs upright like this, but it only adds to his infinite charm. And of course he has this nice little tail scruff, which is also made out of rubber. Kind of the only complaint I have about this build is how easy this is to pop out, especially if you mess around with the tail really well, as sometimes that will happen if you jerk it, as it's kind of fragile in that aspect, but if you just grip it and then move it, it should be fine. But other than that, I think this little build is very fun, and I do love the unique printed pieces for it. As for our comparisons between regular Rattata and Alolan, it's, wow, it's kind of night and day. To be fair, both Rattatas were very different to begin with, so I can judge them there. But you could still see a difference in quality when it comes to the printing and design choices, so you can get a general idea of the glow up. I don't know, just to kind of see it come this far with all the unique sculpted pieces they're now using. It's kind of cool in that aspect to see how far it's come and how far they have come. But I'm still very fond of both these little Rattata models. They're cuties. And for the last of our Alolan Pokemon today, we have Alolan Meowth. And honestly, yeah, it's a pretty sleek build. I actually really love the face printing on this one. Just like, I don't know, it's a very unique look. I don't know, just compared to your average Pokemon, I feel like, but I really like that attention to detail. Do love the use of rubber for these whiskers, as I still remember all the way back in the day they used cloth for these kinds of things, so it's really nice to see them get a kind of updated feel so they look a little bit more high quality, and they just stay up a lot better too. Still got the waddle kind of build going on since they haven't really found a way around that to compromise the sleek build. I feel like the arms are still super long on this build because, like, look at them arms. Those are some long arms. And then here's the tail. I do love the little extra cream color tip we have. So overall, yeah, a pretty solid build. As for an extra trip down memory lane, here's a comparison between a regular Meowth and a Alolan. And yeah, wow, we got a little bit of a globe going on. Then again, maybe I didn't pick the best representation for Meowth, because this is also a very, very early Wave 1 or Wave 2 Meowth. But again, look at that, look at the era glow-ups we got going on. You can still see a lot of the core values each share, but it's still really fun to me to see how Mega Construx has improved their designs over time. But I still managed to keep the charm of, you know, each Pokemon, or at least most aspects you tend to like about them. These two are, yeah, pretty nice. They get a pass. Next up, we have a fan favorite, Mudkip. Overall, Mudkip just seems to be such a little happy-go-lucky fellow. His little face and this smile, just look at that. It's almost contagious with how cute and happy he is. He looks like a little, like, rolled-up candy roll, too, for some reason. But, oh, yeah, I have to say, I do actually really love his build. It was very fun construct. I do love how, you know, easily the joints feel, especially here in the legs. The little tail's adorable. As I mentioned, I do love the face print. The little rubber bit's nice. Though I would say that kind of the weirdest thing about this build is the neck. As, like, I don't know, I feel like it's just kind of weird to have that big a neck for a Mudkip. But I can see what they were trying to do, and they did their best to not compromise this kind of overall build they had going on. So if you look past that, I think otherwise he's very cute. Now, I actually looked, I don't think I ever opened the original Mudkip yet. So that's my bad, but based on looking at pictures and stuff, you can kind of see that. The main one being the facial expression, which I have to say, I think I much prefer this one because I would take my happy lad over sad and uninterested Mudkip. So honestly, big win on the new faceplate here, and I don't know, he's just such a cute little build. And next up we have Trico. I'm gonna be honest, I think he takes the medal for wonkiest build of this wave. He is a piece of work, alright. Just take a look at that unique head, just I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. Like, I get he has a weird head shape already, so they were doing the best they could, but it's just generally so weird, like, from the front. From the side, it's a little better, but then, like, I don't know. Because I guess the rest of the body looks fine enough. He has, you know, his regular 2 arms, the legs, similar to what they did with Alolan Meowth. It's got the simple print on the tummy there. And then he's got his, you know, unique tail, which is slightly rubbery, as you can kind of see. I can kind of press it in. So, yeah, and honestly, not sure how to feel about him visually. He's very awkward, I feel like. But then again, he kind of looked like that in his first appearance anyway. So, I guess they just maybe cleaned him up a little bit more since then, but nothing too crazy. And last but not least, we have Torchic. Ba-da-ba-ba. Wow, okay, this Pokemon, she gave Trico a run for her money. Honestly, it was really hard to decide between whether Trico or this one deserved the prize for the weirdest build. Because visually, it's so goofy. I love it. I guess what makes this build so weird is how short the feather scruff is around the neck. As in the original artwork, it drapes down more to give the illusion of wings, so Torchic doesn't look like a bare nugget. But that's not the case here. But at the same time, I kind of love it for that derpiness also. This rubber piece is quite nice. Can't really see too much of the detailing, but there is some slight, engraving indents in there. This little bit at the top will move as its main head feather. The new beak sculpt is kind of nice. Would make me excited for some more bird builds to maybe see some more of these pieces in use. Dang, look at them grippers. Look at these talons. You're telling me why haven't we gotten some bigger bird Pokemon builds yet? My only complaint is the front part of the body does pop off rather easily, especially if you're just messing with the head as it's by itself. So you have to really kind of grip the body first if you want to move the head at all. As without it though, it's pretty easy to just pop off naturally, which is a little annoying. But other than that, I think it's an alright build. And there you have it. We've taken a closer look at everybody in this wave of Pokeballs. And I have to say, overall, I'm pretty happy with them. I love the 3 new builds we get. The Alolans, they are beautiful and they feel so crisp and fresh. I'd love to see some more regional variants in the future, as you know, we have a ton of new ones besides Alolan, obviously. That would be really awesome to see. But the 3 return Pokemon we have, I think they also look very nice. At least I feel like some of them, they have something new to offer compared to their original counterparts, which is the main thing I really look for when we get so many repeat Pokemon is, if you're going to repeat it, are you going to improve upon it? What does it offer the consumer who may already have the original to offer it to them again? So something like that. And I feel like for the most part they do a decent job of that, especially since I haven't really seen these 3 around too often. I think this is only the 2nd time they've come up again, which is pretty rare these days. Overall, I feel like this has been a very nice wave. Did it need to be hard to find as it was? Absolutely not. And I hope we don't have these distribution issues again in the future. But for what it is, if this is a rare series or not, I still think it's really fun, and I think it was worth the wait. It's a solid build, solid wave, and I'm happy with it. So that's nice to come back to. So, but I think that pretty much wraps up all I want to talk about today. So something a little bit simple, just to kind of a little bit of a breather from what I've been doing lately. So this has been nice to come back to, and hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I'm still looking forward to getting back into some Mega content soon. So that's always fun, and as always, thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you liked what you saw, now would be a great time to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, as those would all really help me and the channel out, getting towards our 2,000 subscriber goal and all those other goodies that come with it. And yeah, just thank you so much for watching to this point, and I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day or night. And remember to stay groovy.